Uh, so now your last visions of the material plane are fading and going black.
Uh-oh.
Do we have to go up all those stairs?
And you wake traveling in a canoe, Grimmelberg and Vilgax, bound by your hands, sitting on a canoe. Yeah, that dude. As you hear the rustling of water go past you in the canoe, and you look over and you see what looks like potentially fish, but it's more ghostly, traveling along with you in this water. And all you can hear around you is the rustling water in this dark cavern. Lit, the water is lit a bit, but you hear somebody behind you paddling.
Hmm.
And Vilgax and Grim, you are sitting side by side.
But we're not paddling, but somebody's paddling.
Yep.
All right. Well, I'm gonna open my eyes and, without trying to move, assess the situation for what I can see.
Perfect. Around you, Grim to your left, sitting on a little bench. Basically, you're in the middle of the boat. In front of you, you can make out a big, large sack, a brown sack, filled to the brim. As you can tell on yourself, you are essentially just in cloth clothing. Nothing. I mean, your arm blades that are surgically to you are there, but that's about all you got on you.
Oh, good. I knew that'd come in handy.
As you try to open one, it actually doesn't open. It doesn't come out. So there's that.
Man, this guy touching me made me flaccid. This is bullshit.
I know it. Again, you can hear the water rustling around you. There's little screeches of what you can make out of maybe bats, and there are things jumping in the water along with you as you guys go down, and you just hear the rustling and the paddling of a canoe down the water. Anything specific that you want to look out and see, or are you just trying to assess what's going on?
Just trying to, like I say, without moving or trying to let anybody be aware that I'm awake and with it, just see what I can see.
Gotcha. So, yep, that's what you see around you. It's kind of essentially this is what you see up in front of you is a large cavern, a large bright light up. However, I can show you this. This is basically what your waters look like around you. You see what look like ghosts and people swimming within the water, uh, screeching, yelling from the distance. You can hear what sounds like tortured souls, if you will.
Grimmelberg just questions, did that guy drug us? Where are we?
And as you talk and ask Vilgax that from behind you, you hear a haunting, deep, loud voice just telling you, well, this is the start of the River Styx, and you'll meet Sharon very soon. Indeed. Actually, I don't. Peter, are you here? Or are you just muted and paused? Okay.
All right. But
That's
we
right.
don't see Peter in the boat either. Or
You
Rob.
don't. It is just the two of you. Yep, just the two of you sitting in the boat, traveling.
Sounds pretty sus.
As you continue down the river, more and more what seems like people but ghosts swimming alongside, kind of knocking into your boat a little bit here and there, rocking it a little bit. One second. Anything that you would like to do or see as you're in this boat, as the man tells you that you are on the River Styx?
So what am I wearing? Like what's going on with my stuff? Am I just
Yeah,
in basic shitty clothes too?
you're in very basic, shitty clothes. You actually, your arm. You're in a t-shirt, so your arm is exposed.
My arm,
Your
huh?
hand,
What's
your
up with my
skeleton,
arm?
your
Is it more
skeleton,
dead or not
your.
dead?
Nope, it's the same. Um, but you guys are, yeah, you guys are both kind of just in like regular clothing, like almost like sacks, if you will. As you see the big, large brown sack sitting at the front of the boat.
I rip up the sack off my body because I'm just like, I'm too good to wear this piece of shit and throw it in the river. And then I go and rustle the sack a little bit because I'm
So you
curious.
can't. You are bound. So you are bound by your hands. So you haven't ripped anything off yet. If you could certainly
Oh,
try to uh,
strength
break those.
check it.
You could certainly try to strength check it. Go ahead and give me a strength check.
All right. I'm pretty sturdy and stout. Where's my dice? I gotta roll dice. Let me see if I can remember the commands here.
I just click on stuff. I don't remember nothing.
22.
22.
Oh yeah, there's
As
a
you
way
try to
to.
rustle. What's that?
I was just trying to remember how to do the button pushing.
Gotcha.
That one doesn't exist. That one's fake.
Perfect. As you
But yeah,
roll a
22.
22 with a strength check and you try to undo these bounds, um, they don't move. The chains jangle and dangle, but they don't break.
Hmm. It's
Uh,
just my hands that are bound,
Yep.
or my feet,
Just your hands are bound.
so I can stand up and go
You
and
can
try to
you can
rustle the
certainly
sack.
you can certainly try to stand up.
I try to stand up.
All right, give me a dexterity saving throw.
I'm gonna die, aren't I?
I
I mean, you're probably already dead.
22.
perfect. With the dexterity saving of 22, you stand up. The boat rocks a little bit as you almost flop over into the water, sending Vilgax into the water with you, but your strength and wherewithal get the boat back sturdy enough with your feet as your hands are bound in front of you. And as you approach the sack, in front of you is. Let me show you what he looks like. Where is he? There he is.
I don't like how Rux is wearing safety goggles for this mission. I think it's
Right?
gonna be dangerous.
Uh, in front of you, here is an image of the boatsman ends up appearing in front of you and just says, "Don't be stupid. Please sit back down. Would you like to know about where you're at?" As the boat comes to a stop in the middle of the river.
No, I don't know. I was never not stupid once in my life. Why should I start now?
Well, while he's being all loud and obnoxious and got his attention, I want to try and cast poison spray on my restraints.
Sure. Poison spray. Assuming you're trying to like melt these
Yeah.
hell chains. 13. The chains start to sizzle a little bit. And with the poison spray, it almost seems to get stronger as you try to melt them with poison.
Oh, it's like goblin made stuff. It only takes in that which makes it stronger.
So with that, as you try to do those, and he kind of looks over and says, "I don't get paid enough for this."
You get paid?
So
Please sit down.
I want to try and remain seated,
Yep.
like sit my head straight up, and just go. Can I sit over there? And I want to try and blink to the other side of the boat, facing the boatman.
So you do that, and you are able to get into the boat, and you're on the other side of him.
Oh, so I can
You
still
blinked in and out.
teleport. All right, good to know.
Give me a. But give me a. Fuck. What's the? Give me a perception check as you do that, though.
That's not a thing I'm good at.
Haha, you imperceptive person. Why is he so big all of a sudden?
I was just showing you what he looked like. He's actually not that big. He's probably about 6'5", but very frail.
A 3 because I have a -1.
3. Perfect. So yeah, for that you blink and you're able to be on the other side of the boatsman. And he looks over and says, "Do you know where you guys are?"
I'm on a boat, motherfucker. It's a motherfucking boat.
Indeed, you are on a boat.
No, why don't you tell us, Mr. Cryptic? I've been in a lot of places. I don't recall this one being special.
Well, from what I know from picking you up, whoever dropped you off, you guys are dead. You no
Been
longer
dead before. It didn't agree with me.
You're here because you have committed egregious crimes on the material planes, from what I've been told. And we are going to meet with Sharon soon. Sharon is going to take you through the rivers, and you're going to be put on trial for the crimes that you've committed. Now, if you would be so kind, please sit, and we'll be on our way.
So I want to do like a hard inspection of this guy with my true sight and use my determined hunter on him to see if I can determine what kind of entity this is.
Sure. Let me see here. So what are you trying to figure out? Sorry.
What kind of enemy it is, whether it's like, celestial,
Okay.
fey,
Got it.
that kind of thing.
So you're able to yeah, it is a fiend.
Okay.
This is a fiend of sorts.
All right.
He kind of looks at you and just says, "I am a Merenoloth. I am just taxed with getting you from place to place here on the River Styx."
And I'm gonna look at my restraints and go, I know you're kind. I've been in this situation before. It didn't end well for them.
So can we please proceed?
Graham's just like, have we met before? Seem familiar.
And then as you guys as he kind of when you say that, he kind of looks to the side and back, and all of a sudden you guys just see for the first time around you there are other boats with other people just sitting hunched over on the boats traveling on this large river. And
Uh-oh. Just lost rocks.
Yep, you disappeared.
there we go. You're all
Okay,
back.
now he's back. All right.
Freaking roll 20. You guys start to see other boats with people on them just traveling down the River Styx, and he kind of looks over and says, "You might have met some other of my brethren if you've ever been here before, but Usually people don't leave. So let's continue.
Well, I
Sit
did
down. He actually, and
before, and I plan to again.
at that point, he like takes his oar and he basically like it kind of goes up against both of you, and you guys sit immediately. You cannot move. I just wanted to play. That was a little bit of fun. Now let's proceed. And as he goes to the back of the boat, and you guys travel down the river again. One second.
Do you recognize anybody else in any of the other boats? Like Rom?
Do you?
Yes.
Nope. You don't see all of the. Nothing looks familiar as far as you down here. Anything on the other boats? They're a little bit farther away in the distance, but you can definitely like see that they're boats. There's people on them. Other there's other Merenoliths, floating down the river. But as you continue, you get to the river starts to narrow, and you guys are first ahead, and you start going down this path of the river. And off in the distance, you can kind of see a landing with a boat uh, floating there, almost as if it's waiting for you.
So before we get to the dock, I want to point at one of the swimmers in the water and try and use my cantrip, Toll the Dead.
Okay. And what are you trying to do with that?
Just see
Trying to
what
like
happens.
attack one of them.
Yeah, I'm not really trying to do damage, but like just flavor wise, the way it reads is I point at a creature I can see, and the sound of a giant belt of the dead fills the air. And I just want to see if any of them react to it.
So go ahead. The bell the bell tolls, and almost immediately a pain for you and Grim, a painstaking screech fills your head as the horrors of tortured souls fill your mind as the gong goes off. And they start to swim almost faster, and then they all slow down again and they continue on. I think you guys are all full health, but you will take 1 point of damage for that.
All right. And then just in my head, Vilgax is going to be saying, "So we're not powerless here. They can be affected." So, in my head, like Vilgax is just running down what I can, what I can't do, what I still have available for options, and assessing the situation.
Yep.
And okay, so also I want to do one more thing real quick. I think this will be fun.
Sure.
So I want to try using my changeling and morph into this thing.
Okay.
The boatman.
Yep. So as you basically use your changing form, and you're now in garbs of dark leather with a hood, and what you look like is basically a skeleton in clothing.
Nice.
He just chuckles behind you as you change, and as you travel along the river, and you approach another boat with one figure standing in the back and one figure sitting as it's waiting in the water. As you approach, the boats meet. You still cannot move. You are not able to move. Your boatsman behind you starts to essentially float by you, and what you hear now is jingling of sounds like coins as he pulls out a satchel.
Okay.
Another figure from the other boat floats to the front, and they meet each other at the front of the boat. And you're close enough to hear that your boatsman says to the other, here's the two the boss wanted. My job is now yours. And the boatsman nods and says, I'm in the boat. So he turns around.
And I'll look up and go, are you certain you've got the right ones?
As
Wouldn't
the
want the
satchel
boss to get mad.
As the satchel jingles, you two feel a pull as he hands that satchel to the next boatsman. You're attached to that satchel somehow. So, your new boatsman. You are now in the other boat with another figure hunched over.
Does this thing look the same?
No, I am going to show you what he looks like in a second.
Well, as we get pulled into the boat, I'm going to look at the new boatsman and go, you know, I don't like to be chained.
I do.
He kind of just looks at you and chuckles and says, well, that's just too damn bad, isn't it? All right.
I'm tired of this, Grandpa.
We need to go here as you are underneath the skull. And... wrong one. So this, I'll enlarge him so you can see what he looks like. A lot darker figure. Similar, very similar to what you had just witnessed, but bigger, darker, eyes glowing yellow.
He's a Jawa.
A big Jawa.
One second, guys.
Grim asked the guy, so who's your boss?
And Vilgax is going to start reciting the Assassin's Code in Celestial.
Perfect. Well, I don't necessarily have... This is my realm. I'm tasked to take you to the entrance of hell, which is where you're going.
I thought we were having a trial first.
Your trial will be in hell.
I don't know. That doesn't sound like it'd be a very fair trial.
Well,
I'd like a change of venue, please.
you'll have to wait and see where your fate lies. As he takes the satchel and opens it and pulls out one coin. Vilgax.
Mm-hmm.
Well, flips it in the air, catches it. Want to see what this can do before we leave?
Oh, it's a show and tell.
Oh, is he doing a magician trick?
Yeah, I love magic.
Let me see here. Need to... There it is. Oh, that's not going to tell me. Dang it. I had it open and I closed it. 1 second. Beyond. No. Shoot. Love it when shit doesn't work.
Yeah, a lot of that today.
There we go. There's that. Let's go. You can do it. You can do it. Come on. And we're going to. There it is. And there we go. Perfect. So, you want to Vilgax? You want to see what this can do as he flips the coin? And we're gonna roll.
Excuse me.
Awesome. As he flips the coin again and it starts to glow red, there's a beam that comes off of the Grim. What you see, Vilgax, you actually can't see this, but as you're focused on this coin that's flipping, Grim, you see a red, almost beam of particles come off of Vilgax into the coin, and Vilgax, you're gonna lose 8 HP.
Grim is very interested in these coins.
Oh, let's see here. And he opens the pouch and pulls out another one. Grim, here's yours. Although it's a lot duller.
Can I
than
keep
his.
it?
You must not be fully have a soul, do you?
I don't know. I never believed in souls.
Well, let's see if this works. He flips
So
it.
as he goes to flip it, I want to try and teleport and grab both the coins.
You aren't able to do that, as he still has you solidly sitting, and you're not able to teleport anymore.
Hmm.
You're gonna lose 3 HP, Grim, of yours.
So I'm gonna just like visibly like shuffle just for a second.
Yeah.
And then like I'm just gonna whisper like over to Grim, kind of under my breath, and just be like, okay, now we're in trouble.
I think we've been in trouble for a long time. Grim just says out loud, like he's not even trying to hide it.
And this entity just kind of chuckles and says, all right, enough with the games. These are your soul coins. You're bound to these coins, although I'm not sure about this one of yours, Grim, as it's much duller than Vilgax's. So there's peculiar. I haven't seen this before, so
Enough
Bell
games.
will have to just take care of you.
Well, if you just let me hold on to it, it'll be fine. Don't worry about it.
I think we've had enough games for today. As he
I've never had enough games. What are you talking about?
Enough games. We
as
love
he goes
games.
silent in the back,
and I want to shape change into this guy.
Sure. And you can certainly do that. And he chuckles and says, I mean, I can still see you, Vilgax. And pushes the canoe off the bank as you guys continue down the river to the entrance of hell.